There are only a couple of days left until October begins, sweet friends, and you know what that means. Pumpkins everywhere. Only I live in the South, and it's still in the mid-90s here. Last weekend we took a trip to the pumpkin patch. There I was, standing in a field of sunflowers, surrounded by pumpkins, perspiring profusely in the 98-degree heat. The last thing on my mind was pumpkin pies or a crock pot full of pumpkin soup. So all week I've wondered, what can I do with these pie pumpkins I received on our hayride that would bring about that fall spirit but not be suited better for a cool weather treat? So I began doing a little research and I came across an article that was very interesting to me. It was a study that was trying to determine what aromas elicit the greatest sexual response in the male participants. Well, it turned out that the sweet, spicy aroma of a pumpkin pie increased the blood flow to certain key areas by 40%, adding a secondary aroma to it, and I'll tell you which one in a bit. The aroma becomes so bewitching, you may never need Chanel No. 5 again. Before I fill you in on how to make early fall one of your hottest times of year, even if the temperature isn't 95 degrees, I'll share a little of our trip to the pumpkin patch. The heat didn't stop us from enjoying the fall vibe we found throughout the farm. There were fall fruits and vegetables that were plentiful, baked goods stacked high, and I saw gourds of every shape, size, and color imaginable. So many fall goodies to be used in your fall decor and front porch decorating. Specialty items abounded in the middle with stacks and stacks of pumpkins lining the perimeter, and I was amazed at the vast array of pumpkin varieties. It seemed everybody's favorite display was the pumpkins used for carving. What kid or kid at heart can resist the call of the jack-o'-lantern? Even the mums were begging to be taken home with their beautiful blooms. If you look hard enough, you may see the steam rising from the parking lot as we head out on a hayride down to the patch, through the peach trees, past the troll, and stopping for a quick visit from some friendly Holsteins. Look at that face. And then there were these, my favorite sight of the day, and each less than a week old. The chickens and goats were all celebrating our arrival, and young people took advantage of Instagrammable moments. The day ended, and my trunk full of pumpkins inspired me to put a little fall in my environment. It's always nice to get a little bit of farm life and bring back treasures that connect us with nature. So perhaps applying a little aroma to the very environment we carry with us, such as our skin, we may increase the pleasure we find in our other environments, like the bedroom. Could it be that a little homemade pumpkin spice lavender lotion could improve everyone's environment? While you can certainly use canned pumpkin in this recipe, please be sure it isn't canned pumpkin pie filling, a very different animal. But using a farm fresh pumpkin will fill your home with a delightful fall scent, and baking it off in the evening will keep your house cooler. Begin by removing the stem and cutting the pie pumpkin in half. This one is only about 8 inches. Larger ones may need to be cut in fourths. I used a large metal spoon with a rather thin edge to begin separating the stringy insides and seeds from the flesh. Is there a technical term for the insides of a pumpkin? Let me know in the comments what you call the guts. Place the pumpkins cut side down on a cookie sheet and in a preheated 400-degree oven for about an hour. You'll know it's baked through and ready when a fork easily pierces the skin. I like to push it through a sieve to remove any lumps and excess water using the back of the spoon for force. And once I've done that to all of the flesh, I turn it out into a colander set in a larger bowl and allow it to drain further for about 30 minutes. You could also use this process and run it through a food processor. Mine is currently stored while I'm finishing up my kitchen refresh and reorganization, so I just chose the old-fashioned way. Besides being a supposed aphrodisiac, there are so many benefits found from pumpkins, like alpha hydroxy acids for cell turnover and vitamins A and C for softer, smoother skin. To make this lotion, you're going to need 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin puree, 1/3 of a cup of shea butter, a tablespoon of avocado oil, or you could use olive oil, a teaspoon of coconut oil, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. 2 to 4 drops of lavender essential oil, and you're in business. Once you gather everything together and are ready to go, you're going to just begin by mixing that pumpkin puree and your shea butter. I would start your hand mixer on low until this gets incorporated well. The puree tends to want to kind of jump out of the bowl at you, so be careful. I would continuously kind of stop and just scrape down the sides. I wanted to make sure things were very well incorporated. So I added the rest of the ingredients and finished mixing it up before I added my lavender essential oil. The recipe does call for 2 to 4 drops. I am very low, and in order to get 3 drops, I had to shake a lot. You can store your lotion in the fridge in a small jelly jar for up to a week. Now, whether you're looking for an all-natural skin product, a fall-scented way to cool down, or something for shared massages to heat up your autumn, get a pumpkin and enjoy an early fall sprinkled with sparkle.